Thus says the Lord, this is the time to kick the thieves out from among you. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among the brethren. This shall be dealt with in this time, says the Lord. For some of you, including ministries that should be for my capital purposes, have welcomed in thieves and given them a listening ear. Judases, says the Lord, you so have welcomed, and you are on the cusp of the pit, says the Lord. For you have believed a snake oil salesman and lies, for you have left the spirit and operate from your flesh, and throwing my business to the side for your merchants and military tales. Which is an interesting thing the Lord is talking about, because the Lord is not against the military. He's talking, I think what he's talking about is putting constant intel at the forefront above him, putting those things constantly in front, instead of where it belongs, beneath him. So I think that's what he's talking about. And says the Lord, I am bringing strong corrections and causing an intense shake-up and shakedown, and those Judases shall find themselves in empty fields with nothing, says the Lord of hosts. And says the Spirit of the Lord this day, I am bringing vindication in this hour to those who have been discredited by those who have given themselves over to be tools of darkness and deceit, who have welcomed greed into their camp. Vindication, says the Lord, this is all capitalized, for my children who do my will and who truly glorify my name and bring glory to my name shall not be discredited, says the Lord, but shall be upheld in this hour as the slander of those seeking an occasion for financial gain and control falls to the ground.
And that's a word for his church.
Yeah. Yeah. He's talking to his church in this, about this.
And so, interesting about you believed a snake oil salesman and lies.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to, maybe I can look it up quick, but the term snake oil salesman, I know very little about it. I'm just typing what I'm hearing. Conjures up images, let me see, of seedy profiteers trying to exploit unsuspecting public by selling it fake cures. So snake oil salesman, the phrase conjures up images of seedy profiteers trying to exploit an unsuspecting public by selling it fake cures. In fact, the Oxford English Dictionary defines snake oil as a quack remedy or panacea. What the OED does not note, however, which is the Oxford English Dictionary, is that the history of snake oil is linked to an often forgotten chapter of Asian American history as well. Isn't that interesting?
Oh.
So they use the phrase for politicians, lobbying groups on both sides. This term has been peddled. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And, I thought of, it's come out about the jab having venom in it, right?
Yes. Yes. And I had sent Dr. Artist some excerpts of words from the Lord as well, where the Lord talks about venom specifically. And this was like a year prior, a year or two prior. And so I had found those and sent them.
Wow. Very interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we've been hearing for quite some time the shaking's going on, and we're just going to continue seeing it unfold before our eyes. But the good news is those who are obedient and faithful, they're going to be vindicated.
Yes.
Those who it makes me think of those who stood up and were bold in the face of the enemy and all the lies and the pandemic and everything being shoved down our throats. I mean, God's going to reward those who were bold and took a stand.
Yes, exactly.
He's going to vindicate us.